we use the term design meets technology, or integrated by design. So the whole purpose behind Chelsea is that the design centre attracts interior designers, architects, and even developers and end users. So people are coming in here and actually being able to walk through the facility. We've got a product area here. We've actually then got some kind of environments like a kitchen, a dining room, stroke snug, and then also a kind of multi-purpose lounge that you're able to come through and actually see how technology integrates and what Crestron can actually do for a client. Crestron are being presented in, like I said before, a design meets technology environment. So it's not all about a huge, great big television screen being the centerpiece of a room. It's design that encompasses the technology. So a lot of the control devices here are well hidden. Things can be put in cupboards when they're not in use, or touch panels out of sight, so they're not the main focal point when you come into a room. The emphasis here as well is simplicity. We're big fans of control systems. Obviously, being a manufacturer, we want to ensure that the actual presentation of the system is simple and easy to use, and well labelled. This is our V24 panel from Crestron. This is our main control panel within the property. We've got a basic menu here, which is a very simple layout displaying what main page we're on, volume control up the top right, and then time and date information. You'll notice that it says 2:30 in the morning, because this is actually pulling information from Nevada, as well as weather information, which we'll come on to. So we have full lighting control on this panel. In this particular environment, we're controlling the lounge lights, but we can switch all lights on, and then we can move down through the scenes. Scene 1 slightly brighter, scene 2 slightly duller, scene 3, different types of lights come back on, and then we've got an all-off function. We've also got a floor plan button here, which gives us an overview of the entire facility here at Chelsea. We've controlled the main entrance, lounge, our kitchen just over to our right, our boardroom, family room, office, and our display area as well. Coming back out of that to our simple menu, we'll go into weather and have a look at what information is being provided. So like I said, we're focusing on Nevada, US. At the moment, it's pretty bleak over there. We've got hourly information with regards to its temperature, and current temperature is 2 degrees at 2:30 in the morning. So quite glad I'm not there. Back out, we've got a security page as well, where we can tie in a lot of information that's being presented to us. So we integrate with other people's technologies and here present that information. So we've got a simple alarm keypad layout, so you can set your alarm system within the property from a Crestron touch panel, rather than having another control device below it or next to it. We also then have a selection of cameras. In this particular case, we have 8 IP cameras around this facility, so we could use those to actually see what's going on in this particular location. And we also then have motion sensors. All of these are showing up green at the moment because everybody is in an area within this facility. If those rooms were out of use, we could have it set to a red status, or amber if potentially there was a problem with a particular area. The bottom of this control panel, we've got Listen, which again brings up a nice music menu. Will let us play some music from an internet radio tuner, or we could use an iPod dock or something like that. Television, very simply watching television. Projector, watching projector, turning it more into a cinematic environment. Party mode is where we can play audio in every single room of our house. So depending on how we have that set up, a touch of a button, we can have the whole house playing the same source of music, and we can also set volume levels for those individual rooms. Butler call is something that we, if you're lucky enough to have a member of staff, a nanny, an au pair, or even maybe concierge within an apartment building, you can use that call functionality to actually have a two-way conversation with that member of staff, or send some basic commands through to that person. The big shutdown button is great, and it's popular on our keypads and touch panels. It means that when you're leaving home, you can push shutdown, and it can ask you a couple of questions with regards to whether you want all AV off, or lighting off, or you want the entire house to shut down and go into a standby mode. Okay, so what we're showing here is the fact that any third-party device, in this case it's an iPad mini, will actually replicate what the page of this system is doing. So on our main screen and the iPad, both screens actually follow the same feedback. So if we go to change something like a light scene, then we're actually in the same state. Looking at things like the floor plan, it just means that both control devices know where they are and they're actually following each other. They don't have to do that. We can have them that would sit separately, but in this case, this is what we're demonstrating. There are actually 3 different control types within our lounge environment that will all follow exactly the same route. So this is the control hub here at the Chelsea showroom. This is running both a commercial and a residential setup, so it's slightly larger than we'd normally expect in a residential property. The beauty of Crestron is that it's scalable in either direction, so we could start off with something as big as this and obviously remove items, but we could also start off with something quite small, like a simple lighting system. Our processors have got faster as technology has expanded and grown, so we can actually run a complete house now off of a quite small DIN rail mounted lighting processor. So from a day one perspective, we could just run a lighting system with some heating integration and some security and maybe some door entry, and then add in some things like some audio distribution, like at the bottom of the rack there, and maybe some small video processing. On the left-hand rack, we have some source equipment that's being separated out, so a typical Blu-ray player and some gaming devices as well as FreeSat. They don't necessarily have to be this big, but one thing that we do emphasize is that we like to be able to maximize the amount of space that we can have for a rack, because if the whole house is eventually going to be fitted out with audio, video distribution, lighting control, heating integration, then we need to be able to allow the space for that equipment to be located.